Ever wonder how data travels around the world? How are millions of packets of data sent to millions of people almost instantaneously? Well, we went to Terremark, one of the largest server farms in the world, in search of some answers.
Terremark Worldwide is an IT infrastructure solutions company. Basically what that means is we provide customers with a full range of IT services for their critical infrastructure. About 90% of all the traffic, internet traffic that happens between North and South America and the Caribbean comes through our facility. So we are very much the center of the internet for the Western Hemisphere.
Built to withstand winds of over 155 miles an hour and equipped to survive over 14 days without power, Terremark's Map of the Americas is one of 5 Tier 1 network access points in the U.S. It's also the second main transoceanic cable head point for the East Coast.
All your submarine cables, all your transoceanic cables turn up on the East Coast in 2 points, in New York and Florida. There are no more cable heads along the East Coast other than in Florida and New York. All the Florida cable systems turn up and then run along the Florida East Coast Railway. Most of your cable systems run along railways because of the rights of way involved. You don't want to have to cross highways and parking lots and people's property, so you run your cable systems along railways.
Terremark's strategic positioning connects servers and carriers under one roof.
The idea here is very much like an airport. It's very much like an information technology airport. Well, there will be information and communication coming in through one carrier and from one side of the world, and then it could be routed to another side of the world through our facility. It's a carrier-neutral environment. What does that mean? That means most data centers belong to a specific carrier. And with the Map of the Americas, we have a multitude of different carriers that all have their fiber optic cabling come into our facility. And then that way we're able to provide our customers with unmatched connectivity so that if anything may happen to their carrier, they can log on to another carrier and their service won't see any interruption.
When it comes to exchanging data across the information highway, connectivity is a main factor.
And when you talk connectivity, what you're talking about is exchanging zeros and ones between boxes or between suites of boxes. Formerly, nowadays, that's normally done with IP. Internet protocol is what is used to exchange that traffic in the middle. There's different ways to do that. You can do that across copper, coaxial cable, or fiber optic cable, and there's standards of how to do that across each of those kinds of media as well. We manage that. We work with the customer to get them the kind of connectivity. And what it all comes down to is bandwidth. How fast do you want to exchange those zeros and ones?
In order to offer the best connection, other key areas need to be considered.
A server farm has to be supported by something called NCPI, Network Critical Physical Infrastructure. There are a number of pieces of network critical infrastructure. You've got your power, you've got your cooling, and then you've got security, because you don't want anybody getting in there and touching those boxes that don't belong in there. Then you've got safety of life issues, which means fire suppression and emergency power off systems, such that if something were to happen, you can get the fire out or get the power off so people don't get hurt. And then on top of that, you have BMS, Building Management Systems. And what that means is we need to monitor the cooling and the power and the security and everything else throughout the facility so that we can trend it over time, and that's really for capacity utilization, so that we can install additional capacity ahead of the customer need. So all those things combined are necessary to properly support a server farm.
Terremark relies on sophisticated backup systems that keep it operational even during catastrophes.
On the power side, we get 2 feeds from Florida Power and Light from 2 independent substations, Railway and Miramar. They're 13,200 volt feeds, 10 megawatts each. So if we were to lose a substation, we can still power the entire facility through the other substation. So we're redundant from that capability. We then come into 6 of those high-tech units, those rotary UPS units. We only need 3 of them to power the facility, so we're completely redundant in that.
With enough power and connectivity to process millions of data transfers per day, Terremark excels as a leader in information technology.
We have about 1,000 total customers for all our facilities worldwide. And again, that includes customers in Europe and Brazil, here in the United States, both in our facility here in Miami, as well as our facility in the Silicon Valley.
Terremark is one example of how it all happens. So next time you launch your web browser, don't forget that it takes more than just a simple cable to enable you to share photos, text, and video across the World Wide Web.